So Teal stands for Technology Enhanced Active Learning. And what that provides us with is an opportunity to have a blended learning environment where we use technology, but we use it in a very strategic way so that it can be integrated with other subject areas. It goes beyond just math and science, your traditional subject areas where you would expect a high use of technology. We want students to have the opportunity to use this blended learning environment in all content areas, which is why we have different content areas of teachers teaching in those classrooms. But really it provides us an opportunity to enrich the learning environment through this blended learning concept, and it allows a greater level of engagement through active learning. And the end result is that we want students to achieve higher levels of learning and promote a more rigorous learning environment.
I like teaching in the Teal room because it gives the kids the opportunity to go to the wall all the time. And it's a twofold opportunity for them to get out of the chairs and me to see what they get to do on their work. They are all very comfortable in here. They like moving, they like standing, they like showing their work, they like getting their work correct and being praised for being correct. They don't ever put a problem on the wall that's incorrect.
I think it's good because we get to work together and there's a huge wall in front of us. We have endless space to work and do what we need to do, and we can all collaborate, get together, and it just makes it a lot easier than having to do it on one little small piece of paper.
It's just really fun, and it's like you can express yourself by just like showing how smart you are, or showing how easy it is, and you can like show if you need help with someone else, and really just get easy to do it.
I embrace that just because I taught so long with just a pencil and paper and do these 40 problems and turn them in tomorrow. It's made me reach outside my borders, and so I've learned just as much as they do.
The computer screen is amazing. I can read the board, and that's helpful. Me being able to read the board, and I like how it's like an exact sync with the computer up here. So exactly as he's doing it and talking, I can follow along. That's helpful.
The grades come as a product of that, but I see them grasping the ideas of these. We tend to do a lot of word problems, and they just tend to love getting to understand the math. And then if they get stronger there, the grades become better. Believe it or not, I've made the curve and the switch over to the technology side, and so I tend to think of math in terms of that now instead of just doing 25 problems and turning it in the morning. The kids welcome the technology because I know that's where they're going to be going when I'm old and gray. When I'm old, I know that's where they're going to be, and for me not to use that is a disservice to them.
It's a great change of environment. Instead of the kids asking, can we go play outside, they ask if they can go to the Teal room now. And it's perfect for a review day. I teach the lectures, and then when we're ready to review, we go in the Teal room. 100% engagement when we start working on problems on the walls. So I think it really works, especially for review time.
My favorite part about coming to the Teal room is probably how immersive it is, and it really helps get a better feel for what you're learning and just like this whole subject in general.
I think especially with difficult subjects and group projects, I can really lean on my classmates for them to help me, and so that we all can succeed together.
Yes, I do look forward to coming to class more, knowing that I'll use the Teal rooms, because it's more fun than just sitting in a regular classroom setting.
Well, when they're on the boards, it's 100% engagement, and when I can tell who needs help, I'll pair them up with somebody stronger. And so if you have them in pairs instead of one by one, then they're going to help each other out. Then I come over and see if there's a mistake or review and help them out, so they've got two people helping the strugglers.
Because I'm more of a kinesthetic and a visual learner, so instead of just hearing your teacher just talk about how to do these problems, you get to actually see it and visually work it out and everything.
Yes, so in the TVs we have the octopus cable, so I can actually plug my laptop in and I can show them what I'm working on, and then we can all work together on it.
My first couple years, I made the mistake of just giving them a study guide. And the more you just give them, it doesn't make a difference as far as, well, they might just memorize it and get a good grade but not learn anything. Now it's no study guide given. It's all on their own and you get the same results. So I just feel like they're learning a lot more by themselves, reviewing together. Here's me and my efforts teaching from the lecture days. Once we get down here, it kind of goes down. If I see they're really off the wrong track, I'll go and help. But their efforts go up once we get to this point. And I feel like it really helps. Like you said, a lot of the times when you learn, you got to teach somebody else. So that's what we're kind of doing here.
I like to teach with a lot of interactive games and activities, and the fact that they're already set up in stations makes things a lot easier. I can also move them around very easily if they're taking a test, but there's a lot of work done as a team, which prevents them from feeling like they're constantly in the spotlight, and there's a lot of support from their own classmates. So the whole process of learning welcomes the mistakes because it's from the mistakes that they get to learn. So they're not afraid to make mistakes in class. They know that by the time they're done playing the games, doing the activities, helping each other out, they secure that information so tightly that they remember it farther down the line. I've never had higher results in tests and quizzes as I've had in the last few years that I've been teaching here.
The group and peer work definitely helps because we can get other people's opinions on things, and that kind of helps us not only bond as a class, but because it helps us to focus more on learning and also gives us that calmer environment. So in case one of us is too scared to go ask the teacher, we can help each other.
Well, it makes me want to study more. So when we come in here and have these days where we play games or we're taking quizzes and tests, it just pushes me to do better and beat all my friends that are at my table with me. And we're really competitive in this class, so we turn everything that we do into a competition, mainly with grades and even in the games and even like the tests, whoever finished the fastest or the slowest pretty much wins all the time.
It helps me know the fear of Spanish because this way I can see what Miss Osborne is writing on the wall and then I can write it too. And so that way it helps me know I'm confident in my writing capabilities of the language, and personally writing helps me to learn it better.
I think any teacher tries to incorporate the learning process and the information into a way that the kids know that this is going to be useful in their daily lives. But the more they speak, the less afraid they are to verbalize what they're going to say to anybody outside of these walls. And I think that's what I want to do by having them speak to each other and play the games with each other without having me focus on one person independently takes away that fear. And I think they become much more comfortable in speaking that way. So that's why I believe these groups make a huge difference, because it increases their confidence level dramatically, I believe.
This space allows me so much more freedom to let them break off into larger groups, create things simultaneously, allows me to actually review everyone's material before they put it into a document and submit it. There's no front of the room, so I can access any point at any time, stand anywhere, anytime, show them lesson plans from any computer visible, the 5 TV screens that I have. And everyone, especially me, can view at random and at will anything that they see on the TV. So again, allows me to expedite the review process.
This classroom really allows me to visualize my thoughts because I can write them down and they're just more real for me to feel and experience.
The room and the space and the technology available allows for different styles of learning, that they can do something on the smart boards, to the kinesthetic learners to touch and feel and draw.
It's really, really helpful to be able to see it like side by side, and in classrooms like this, you can write those things side by side and compare and contrast what they really mean, and that's been really helpful while reading Romeo and Juliet.
The Teal Lab has given me an option where I didn't have before. I was limited in the types of assignments that I could conceive because I built a wall around myself. And when I came into this room, my boundaries expanded as the room allowed me to. And I realized that everything that I thought I couldn't do because I had a limited kind of technology and students' access to technology, I could now do. So no matter if you are one style of learner, you will have to employ all different styles. And in that way, I hope that my students who believe that they're fit into a certain box can realize there are no boxes except the ones we put ourselves in. And once they understand that, nothing is impossible for them. But I do appreciate the opportunity that I have had with this class, and Bishop Lynch has given me that opportunity. So.